What is going on, guys? RandysCommentarys here. Welcome to my very first game review, and we're going to be reviewing Tales of Xillia exclusively to the PS3, released on August 6th, 2013 in North America and August 9th in Europe. And as you know, regular price $65.31, and let's get into it. Basically, Tales of Xillia told a classic story following a motley band of heroes on a journey to save the world from a giant disaster. You know, the narrative centers around a powerful weapon that threatens both the environment and tenacious peace between two nations which are basically about to enter war. They're really close to entering war. Naturally, your mission to destroy, the device before anything gets out of hand. Naturally, that's your mission through the game, which seems self-explanatory. May it not be, when you think about it, it is self-explanatory. So the adventure begins with a chance encounter in an underground facility, which there is a divine guardian known as Milla Maxwell crosses paths with Jude Mathis. Those are the two main characters of the game which you'll be able to choose from. And they're both investigating matters of personal importance. And of course, things don't go the way they want to. And the pair stumbles upon the more bargained for, and their lives become inconveniently altered due to that. So now players are prompted to choose between Milla and Jude. And you get to choose whose destiny you're willing to play as, who your choice of character is, and your path will diverge and reconvene at certain points throughout the story. Each arc features unique scenes and scenarios which provide players with a 30-plus hour gameplay around that time. And if you play for a second time with the other character that you saw, it'd be the same way. So basically 60 plus hours of campaign if you're willing to play the game 2 times with both characters. So I guess that's enough playtime for certain people, but I don't think that follows very well with Japanese RPGs coming to America, so I don't think that's long enough. But I think it's pretty long, not as long as most RPGs, but it does somewhat justice, but it could use a little more time. The central protagonists are joined by supporting cast that steadily take up arms with your heroes along the journey that they go through. It's a group with disparate backgrounds, ranging from the puckish mercenary to a young girl with hidden powers. So basically, the people you meet are of all types. It could be a regular human being, or it could be some girl with magical powers, or a guy who knows how to handle a gun. Things will change with all the people you meet. Between the story sequences are vignettes that provide a great deal of insight to the title's colorful personalities. Having spent life in isolation, Milla is a blissfully ignorant when it comes to human society, and particularly sensible attire. So she's very, she cares about what she wears. It's just, she's a girl. While Jude is similarly obvious. So he's obvious and also oblivious. He's not only obvious of what he's gonna say, but he's very oblivious and oblivious like Milla. So they're very alike, although being different genders and going on to different paths. So his story of coming of age is laden with playful jabs and sheltered adolescence. These little asides are such a nice addition in fleshing out the characters, bring out levity to an otherwise dark tale. So this game, the more you want to play this game, the little more interested you'll be into this game. So I feel for a Japanese game, for an RPG, a Japanese RPG coming to America, I believe it has a really normal style of story, such as lengthwise it's pretty normal, about 30 hours, which is longer than most regular games that come out. So I believe that's a really good amount of time for this game. And then 60 hours plus if you're willing to do the game over and play as the girl instead of the boy, or if you play it as a girl, to play as a boy instead of the girl this time. So it depends on how you would like to play the game. But I can't really say, but it may be an upgrade in graphics, but the controls are still really clunky as you play. And commands, like in battles, when you issue commands, the game will, you know, like be a late reaction, or the game won't come through with your command, which your battles really depend on your command. So it's not really good. But a really good thing about it is characters that, you know, can be tweaked so they can be leveled up or upgraded, as in certain terms people would say. And with various active and passive abilities that really that changes your approach to a battle. So depending what you give your character as an upgrade can help you or not help you in battle. So it does take a little bit of the mind thinking of what you want to give your character and what you don't want to give the character, and how you want to upgrade it and how you don't want to upgrade it. It all depends on how you want it. So, in difficulty wise, standard battles feel appropriately challenging. So that means a regular battle could feel not easy, but it's somewhat difficult. So it's like a little bit higher than medium. So like I don't know how to really call a little higher than medium. Not hard, but in between of the both. But entering lengthier dungeons can be treacherous. That means if you enter a dungeon and it's like really long, there's a good chance you'll probably die in that dungeon about 5, 6, maybe even more. But it's up to you, actually. It depends how you go out with upgrading your character. Also, there's a fast travel, so you could travel along with plenty of waypoints, and a quick save feature should you ever get into a tight spot. So it helps you, instead of running to every place you have to go, there are fast travels you can go through to get to those certain places. And you know, your quick save feature, if you were to ever get into a tight spot, I guess, surrounded, and you can't like fight back, so you have to, oh shit, and you have to, you know, quick save, dashboard, done. Basically, that's one good, you know, addition that they did add to Tales of Xillia. But if you're wondering about bosses, the thing about bosses, it's like a regular battle is somewhat difficult, and dungeons are really difficult. Now imagine a boss, really, really difficult, and like super hard. You know, it depends how you would go through and what campaign you would choose. Basically, towards the end of Milla's campaign, the girl, the boss is really, you know, strong, and he kicks your ass, and it makes you rage. It makes, you know, bring you so much rage from dying and dying. So if you do decide to pick up this game and play as Milla, at the end, when you fight the final boss, expect raging and crying and controllers being thrown across the room for, you know, your anger of dying over and over and over. You know, it's something I'd expect from an RPG coming from Japan. But finally, Tales of Xillia never strays terribly far from the formula set forth by its predecessors. Firmly rooted in the past, it introduces a selection of new elements and enhancements that make it more refreshing, while still feeling familiar to the other games, but still feeling new because it's a new game. The character and the story is great and delightful, and an engaging battle system rounds out a great package. Simply put, Tales of Xillia is one of the finest role-playing RPGs in recent memory. So it's one of the best RPGs to come out in due time. So at the end, I do give Tales of Xillia for the PS3 an 8 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'm out. Peace.